All right, we got a Quinlan on the top.
Qi'ra Data Vault.
Qi'ra Data Vault Quinlan. Oh. So this is Craw, I believe. Yep, so we have Craw from Bothan Network going against Michael Conroe on Quinlan Voss. So tell me about the pressure points of the matchup. I am going to get the overlay updated.
Sure. So this is a matchup I've played against Qi'ra a lot. I've played against Quinlan a lot. I haven't played this matchup against each other a lot, but I think my initial reaction, I would probably give the favor to Qi'ra. Like, she should have enough ways to remove like everything.
Yeah, it depends on lists. It depends on lists. I mean, we did see Michael on stream before, and he looked like a fairly standard Quinlan list, which certainly there's no punts for Quinlan. I mean, Quinlan's one of those decks where it just doesn't totally punt. You always have, some way, to get there if things go right. You're going to want to be trying to discard to Qi'ra. Qi'ra is a very controlling mid-range deck. So if you can get her to top deck, that's really a good thing. A Rebels kind of build of Qi'ra, of Quinlan, is a little better maybe into Qi'ra because it has Wing Leader, which is a very good anti-blue villain card with all their removal. But I'm looking forward to this match. Both of these players undefeated. I mean, and they're feeling pretty good about their chances for day 2. I mean, at this point. I mean, you're more or less into day 2, but I mean, you got to keep going because I mean, your overall record matters as you proceed.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like, I think you're 100% spot on. Like, I think Quinlan probably lives and dies by effective discard.
Right.
And he's probably on the Qi'ra side. Like, who knows what's in the list? But like, if she lands like a Pershing or something, like that becomes high priority. You have to get it off the board because she could just win off the back of that.
Yep. And you absolutely, Qi'ra, even if you make top deck, I mean, even if you make her top deck, right? Sometimes what'll happen if you're playing Quinlan is you'll make them top deck and then they'll top deck perfectly. And then they'll still beat you, right? Because that's what it is. But you got to try to get there, right? If you give Qi'ra a whole bunch of extra cards, she's going to have choices for removal as opposed to just whatever pops up. And Kira's going to crush Quinlan. I mean, Quinlan's got to make up 8 damage on base in this matchup, which is a challenge. And I think Data Vault helped Qi'ra in this particular matchup too. I mean, I felt much more comfortable when it was more ECL Qi'ras. That extra damage is hugely relevant.
For sure. It makes it a lot. You can't just hope to aggro her out before she gets to endgame, at least not as consistently. So
right. Oops. That's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah. I know KTOD's been on. I don't know if Michael or it wasn't Michael, it was playing the KTOD version of the list that they've been pushing, but I know a lot of them are on this.
Yeah.
So we got the Pershing start here, which we just mentioned. So like that's like Pershing is priority number 1 for Quinlan. I don't think he can win the game if he can't get Pershing off the board before he draws a couple cards.
Oh yeah. I mean, we'll see what Michael can do to handle that. The A-Wing is not going to help as far as getting rid of Pershing.
Yeah, and Quinlan went first, so he didn't even get like the ping to try to like get Tarkin Town to move it close.
All right, Power of the Dark
Still
Side.
at meeting on 5.
Immediately takes care of the A-Wing. That's good. That is a land speeder, right? Oh, that's Guerrilla Soldier. That's what that is. So that is the 2/3
that is
indirect
good
damage. He puts all of the damage on Pershing, which kind of surprises me, but that means the Guerrilla doesn't get too ready. He still gets a card.
Yeah, I don't know if that really matters either way. Oh, no, I actually think I would have rather put it on the base and let it ready because I think that forces at least to burn the Tarkin Town early, and I think you're fine with that too.
Right.
But yeah, and instead of when he put all the damage there, that just meant that Quinlan claims and can just attack to clear the Pershing and save the Tarkin Town. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm super happy with that. Like, if you would have put the 3 indirect on his base, the gorillas would ready, and then if you wanted to clear the Pershing, he would have had to have attacked and Tarkentowned. I don't know if it was worth saving the damage on the base, but we'll see. He did get a card out of Pershing, better than nothing. The other thing that Qi'ra has here that I think it can be hugely beneficial is she is playing ramp package with the data vault. It's a little worse because you have 10 extra cards, but if Qi'ra hits the ramp, that can be huge. Just get to those big things quicker. Oh, he discards the resupply.
Ooh, that's big. That is big.
Yeah, but it was his choice though with the Ahsoka. So
yeah,
I wonder if he has a second one.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it's also. I mean, we're going into 5 anyway, right? So,
yeah,
it actually may be.
I mean, it's hard to say.
Yeah, it might be a very good play in the end because you really kind of want to deploy Qi'ra after Quinlan, if at all possible, because Quinlan has a lot of health for a 5 deploy leader. He has 7 health, so being able to take care of it with Qi'ra and then. Quinlan hits back for 3, so it kind of gets you the biggest possible barrage if Quinlan can't take care of Qi'ra in the end. So that's definitely a pressure point here. We have a Pike Sentinel coming down for Craw, which is a Sentinel. It's a 2/3. I think that's the OP version of it, is what we see.
Yep.
Craw is a member of the Bothan competitive team. And Mikael is a member of the Secret competitive team. So both of these guys are... well practiced, I'm sure, in their respective teams. Craw decides what to do with his super laser tech or a play right now. Two damage to base.
Did he just pass there? That's weird.
I think that was an attack with the gorilla soldier, wasn't it?
Well, no, I think Craw passed because he played the pike. The Ahsoka took out the pike, and then he didn't do anything, and then the gorilla soldier attacked.
Right. Yeah, no.
Kind of.
Qi'ra ramps to 6.
Yeah, I think it's a weird sequence where Craw's is trying to, like you said, get that Qi'ra to flip out after Quinlan.
Right. But, Qi'ra's...
he gets it.
If you go back to the very, very first Woo video on Qi'ra, I mean, he talks at length about timing of the Qi'ra flip. And, I mean, it is important, right? Because Qi'ra is a very reactive deck. I mean, a good control leader. And, we'll see when exactly we decide to deploy Qi'ra in this match.
Yeah, so Mikael had the Plo Koon follow-up there, which is huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even with the takedown to take out the Quinlan, there's just a lot of damage still on Mikael's side. And we're going into 7 resources on Qi'ra, which is she needs at least another round to get into some of the big things.
Yep.
She's probably, Qi'ra might have Vader, Maul. Those would be good here. Maul would be really... Vigilance isn't terrible. Not great, not terrible.
Yeah, heals. All right, so
they're playing fast. I think Mikael got the claim, and he's like, I'm going to attack with Plo first.
Yep, so Vigilance.
And then the Vigilance.
Yep, Vigilance takes care of Plo Koon. Two more damage to base.
Yeah. I don't know if Vigilance is very good in this match because you killed the guy, you healed some, but it didn't. You don't have a board still, and he's going to have a big board.
All right, so Qi'ra on Qi'ra violence with Qi'ra coming down for Quinlan, the unit. I presume Reinforcement Walker was called, and that really puts Craw on the back seat. Because covering the wing got discarded with Spark right after. So that is excellent.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that what it was?
Yep.
Yeah, that's rough.
All right, so Vader comes in. Vader is a...
Did he top deck that? I think he top decked that, which is an amazing top deck.
Yeah, because he's top decking. So Mikael has accomplished the make Qi'ra top deck playline priority we were talking about before the match. Vader's going to come in. He's going to put a Dagger Squadron down, which I imagine is going to kill the Guerrilla Soldier.
That's a spicy tech include.
Yeah, no, I like it. Those Bothans seem to be liking Dagger Squadron. Right now we heard George talking about Dagger Squadron things. Isn't Dagger's a 3-drop?
I believe it is. I trust to look it up, but I think you're right.
So not sure how he played a Hylabon and a Dagger.
Yeah, TIE Dagger Vanguard is 3, so he shouldn't have been able to play both.
Yep. So actually, the players are going here.
Got it.
Too. So yeah, you can't do both. So we might go to a judge situation here where they see what to do with that card that got pulled out. So can you tell us what happens now? That the players have noticed.
I mean, it's going to be a general gameplay error for Craw, but it should be fairly easily fixable by just putting that card back in the bottom with the other stuff that would have been onto the bottom of the deck with.
So you would put it in like the bottom 10 cards, or I guess 9 cards of the deck.
Yeah, essentially he just wouldn't have been able to play it.
Yep.
So it should just go back in there. Yeah, board state didn't really affect the board state in any way that I think requires a rewind at this point. So just back into the randomized bottom of the deck. And then, I gave Craw would get a penalty point, and they would track it in case he repeats that kind of mistake again.
Okay. And players move on. Everybody caught it. I've made that exact mistake myself because it's Dagger Squadron's only a 2/2, so it feels like it should be a 2-drop, but it is actually a 3, and it's a spicy include, so I like it being in this deck and being able to pull it with Vader. That's not something I've thought a ton about, but it is a really cool thing, and that gives me a little time to update my overlay. So, I mean, we got to get a Bothan Network, logo there. This is the first bottom player that has had that.
Looks like they're doing a complicated rewind. I don't recommend this, but it is an option. And they're putting it all back, so that's cool. Maybe the judge just wanted to know what the board state was to make sure he's making a proper call.
All right, so we got that going on there.
But yeah, there's 7 rounds into it. Sometimes adding the math up to 3 is difficult.
Well,
3 plus 1 is 3. Got it.
Yeah, so, I mean, people hear this, too, because I watch commentary myself. I mean, it's really easy to see this kind of stuff if that's what you're focused on. It's not easy to go 6-0 or to Sector Qualifier, and it takes a lot of mental juice. And as tournaments goes on, it actually gets a little more prevalent, but have a lot of grace for the players, guys. I mean, you never know. Hopefully, at some point, you're at one of these tables, and it's not a simple thing. All right, so I think 14 damage is on Qi'ra's base.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me, and 0 still on Tarkentown.
Yeah.
Qi'ra giving the shield there to Vader. So I think Craw will be looking to have Vader hopefully take out the Qi'ra next turn and free up playing the Reinforcement Walker that I think he still has in hand to try to stabilize.
Yeah, and as far as the check goes, there's 0 chance that was an intentional thing by Craw. 0.
Except the Force Throw ruins that plan. There goes the Reinforcement Walker.
And real good. And I think that is very top tier play by Mikael. The non-force unit Force Throw, if you go back to the Quinlan Masterclass, we talked about that. But, I mean, the Qi'ra unit was of in trouble, I think is a good way to put it, with Vader out there with a shield. What he did was he made it sure that he wasn't able to clear Qi'ra and then play that walker. And you don't always have to have a force throw or a first unit out to force throw. Absolutely. He's going to take vigilance here because Quinlan is the aggro, needs to go for the throat, and he's much closer to a win. Takedown.
Yeah, I mean,
Cassian.
The takedown's still good there, though. Like, that was a weird spot where the vigilance couldn't kill Cassian.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, Qi'ra is on 17 damage. We do request that the players use our dials. Not happening right now. It looks good. Went to 20 right now. The Green Squadron A-Wing comes down for Quinlan, which is pretty good, and he's going to Tarkin Town Vader.
Hey, we remember the Tarkin Town. Got it.
There are no breaks for the players, is another thing. And there's oftentimes not great on-site food because we're at convention centers. So, I mean, there's a physical...
I heard the options were actually good today. They have decent food options close by.
I'm glad to hear. Kaboom! Super Laser Blast clears the board.
Yeah, so we're kind of at the point... Oh, another spark. Oh, another reinforcement.
Oh, the reinforcement walkers just getting discarded. So this is how this
is where Craw goes. You've seen like 3 sparks, a force throw, a Qi'ra, an Ahsoka. How do you got all this stuff?
Yeah, I had a opponent, tell me at the Madison thing they did. He's like, yeah, my match was going good until you systematically destroyed my hand. And I mean, it does feel like that playing Quinlan sometimes.
Yeah, I think Craw's lost like 5 cards from his hand, which is
But that's the only way Quinlan can win this. I mean, if you don't have discard, Quinlan is a barely mediocre aggro deck. It's the discard that makes it shine, and Mikael's using it very, very well today.
Yeah, Craw just needs to draw something good and stick it. He almost has it stabilized, but he's just not quite there.
Yeah, and I mean, this is something that happens in Quinlan mirrors a lot. The 2 players are just top decking each other. That's what's happened because Quinlan has discarded all sorts of things. Rival's Fall is able to take care of L3. Crafty Smuggler comes down, Craw claims. So, and you see his pace of play picking up. I think that he's worried about winning 2 games, likely. Now, he always can come back. Qi'ra is a deck that has catch-up mechanisms.
Yeah, he's not out of this game. Like I said, it's just a matter of top decking one big thing and sticking it, and he can start turning this around.
Yeah. If I'm Qi'ra, a Snoke right now is what I want to top deck. We don't know, or at least we're not looking at lists. Instead, we get a Pike Sentinel, which is a Sentinel. Will save a little damage, which is precious. Craw has 2 cards in his hand. Has to feel good about having an option for the first time in a couple of rounds.
Yeah, they're running out that Pike first. He probably doesn't have anything too impressive.
Let's see what happens as we go. Craw's action. It is game 1 of round 7. Both of these players are undefeated at 6-0. And we are in game 1 right now. 27 damage on Data Vault, which is a 33 damage base. Ooh, now the Pike has a shield. So he would need to play a 2 to hit the shield off. Instead, the Crafty and the Pike will trade shields. Barrage! That is a underwhelming but effective barrage.
Yeah, good enough.
Yep. I mean, if you can kill... I mean, he's got to survive, right? It's there. We have an L3 come down now. That's going to take care of the Pike. But that Pike saved a ton of damage in the end. We said it would save 2 damage. I think it was actually a little more. And we have another no force unit force throw. So, and I agree with another one. I mean, it doesn't get a great hit. It just gets power of the dark side. But there we go. All right. We are going into the next turn with initiative. Ooh, spicy. That's the Sentinel Walker.
I actually like that card a lot. I feel it's pretty good in the meta. So I don't know if what pilots Qi'ra is playing, but I like that Walker if you're in a deck that is running pilots.
Yep. And Han Solo clears though. Han Solo is a big play, and now Qi'ra is definitely on the back foot.
Yeah.
King Craw, find an answer. Is game one going to go to Quinlan, Mikael Conroe of the secret team?
Another blast.
Kaboom! Super Laser Blast number 2.
Oof. That's GG. Because he has to put the damage to the base and then it readies for the gorilla.
The Europeans
are going to game 2.
Saying why events have to be so taxing. Our store provides free pizza to everybody. It's not free. You pay for it with your entry, but I mean, it's tough. And I think that SCG is an excellent TO. I mean, they run as many of these big tournaments or more than anybody. I mean, it is tough because, I mean, they have a lot of staff it takes to put these events on. So, I mean, every lunch break, there's a lot of personnel costs that add up, by having it. But I tend to prefer events where you get to eat. You can always place a bean, to quote Tada.
Yeah. So we're going into the sideboards now. I think Quinlan, depending on what kind of build he follows, he might have pillages he's bringing in from the side for this match.
Best card to bring in is Jam Communications. If you got some Jam, you want to
play
Jam
Communications is fun.
Yep.
Maybe a tech, if you have it, comes in.
Yep.
See that every now and then for these long games.
Yeah, and we saw a Fang main decked. So that's interesting, Mikael. That main deck Fang, I think, is a reflection of the Han Green in the field. There's a general knowledge that some very, very good players were going to be on Han Green today. We saw Alex Blendon. Michael's captain, Sonny D, is a great Han Green player and is on that deck today.
Yep. And then, for the Qi'ra side, I don't know if there's any super good sideboards. They might be running something like Top Targets or some other Healy thing, which I'm not super excited about. Palp's Returns maybe can come in here, since they could equal, a toolbox from your graveyard anytime you draw one.
No, absolutely. I mean, I frankly use Woo's Qi'ra's list is what I do. I do like playing Qi'ra. I have it sleeved. I use Woo's list, but I mean, Palp Return is exactly what you want to do into Quinlan. Salvage, if you're running a lot of vehicles, it could be that. Could be a lot of things, but anything that you can do to bring back things from discard is very good into Quinlan Voss, as is anything that smuggles. I mean, if you had any more copies of was it Lam Pike, the blue smuggle card, that is a very good card into Quinlan because it's resistant to the discard, right? So both decks have the potential to substantially improve against each other in the sideboard. Absolutely.
Yeah, do you bring in something like Relentlesses versus Quinlan, or is it just too late to care?
I would not bring Relentless in versus Quinlan. Interestingly, I do bring in Big Dev, because if I have any more copies of Big Dev, it's something Quinlan just doesn't have an answer to. So, and it's a very strong removal smell that then, I mean, maybe they waylay it and then something else gets smashed by the Big Dev the next turn, but that's really all that they can do. Yep. All the Bothans are telling me about the Craw being on the Bothan competition team. He absolutely is, and Craw's a good guy. I knew him from Destiny days, as did you, right?
Yes, yeah, for sure.
So, love seeing him, performing well today. I mean, game one aside, being 6-0 at the largest SWU event to date is a good thing. And shout out to Craw and the whole Bothan Network that are cheering him on in the chat. All right. So we're going to go to game 2 here. Quinlan is up 1-0. Mikael Conroe, him and his brother both are excellent SWU players and both members of the secret competition team. Craw's holding it down for the Bothan Network. He might be the last... I don't want to say it if it isn't true because they'll get me in a second, but he might be the last undefeated Bothan. Can he pull it back? For those wondering about Vader Vault, if there's one thing you can count on me for is Vader Vault updates. George did go to 5-1. And
I mean, you might have convinced me to play Vader Vault, but like George convinced me to not play it in his interview earlier. Well, I mean, when it came out, he's like, I feel like I'm playing with my hand behind my back or something like that.
Yeah, listen.
Is it not that good?
And if you know George, it's not. He's not a guy that's going to play anybody else's list. I mean,
right.
So, I mean, I would take that mirror. In fact, I'm going to try to get you guys that mirror. I will challenge George right now. So if you're listening, folks, we'll do a webcam game with George on Vader, as soon as we go, and we'll settle some things that way. How's that sound? Did you like my video? Did you see it?
I didn't watch your video, but I should.
See? Yeah, there you go. All right, so
Qi'ra, I like the idea of the deck, but go ahead.
Yeah, Qi'ra leads well with a Hylabon Enforcer, a 1-drop. Okay, so when you can play undercurve against Quinlan, that's what you want to do. Quinlan builds right now do not have a lot of 1s. I mean, it can, but it doesn't right now because of meta conditions. So that's a hard thing to hit with a Quinlan ping, is a 1-drop. So I like that lead from Craw. A-Wing's never bad, really. I suppose actually A-Wing can be bad, but probably okay into Qi'ra.
Yeah, the Hybelon can represent a pretty quick clock here, too.
Yep.
It's hitting for 4 with a shield out of the gate.
Yep. Now, if Mikael can remove it, you get a card on the bounty, which is always, as we saw last game, cards are like gold in this matchup with how it needs to go. All right. Both players hit the opponent base for 3. Mikael can use Tarkenton on there. Ooh, Gorilla Soldier is good here. For sure.
Yeah, and it goes through the shield. So I think you have to put it on your base. I think
I do exactly what Craw does.
Yeah.
You put 1 on the Hylabon so it hits harder, and then you put the rest on base.
Yeah,
so Gorilla will go. And
no, you're right. I was forgetting that it was 4 HP there. I thought 1 would kill it. But yeah, 1 on the Hybelon, other 2 to base.
Yep. All right. Pershing hits, which allows another Qi'ra shield if he wants it. Another 1-drop, another Hylabon. And I'm really liking Craw's position in this game.
Yeah, so I think Gorilla has to. You got to take out the Pershing with the Tarkenton here. I think is the play.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, does he want to press the issue with his discard, or does he want to go to base and try to keep up the damage on Qi'ra? We will see. Michael's considering his options. It's not a clear-cut choice. He does go into Pershing, which now that he's done it is exactly what I would have done.
Right. Yeah, I think the 25 health base you lose the race, so you can't play that aggressive.
Yep.
This is a loose shield, I think. Because okay, you get the shield, but you have nothing that you can. Well, I guess you can damage the shield, but it just seems awkward.
Well, yeah, but it saves it though, doesn't it? It saves the Pershing from Tarkenton.
It does, but then Mikael gets the first action to pop the shield, and then I guess you can burn the Hybelon shield to draw a card. I don't know. It's awkward all around, I feel.
Yep. Nope. The action economy's there, but I mean, you don't know exactly how the other side is going to sequence. I mean, it could be like an Ahsoka coming down right now for Mikael, in which case you're probably going to get some value out of that. Gorilla Soldier hits into Pershing, taking the shield. Craw's action on Resource 4. Quinlan is up 1-0 as we go forward.
Pops Quinlan for the card draw. Or pops Pershing for the card draw.
Yep.
Daniel asking if anyone else from Artifcery plays. It's mostly the people playing is myself, Nick Obi, Garrett, Wyatt plays a little bit still. I think Sean's he just manufactures stuff now. He doesn't play.
But he's really good at that.
He is really good at it, though.
Good. And what's the name of his store? I know it's not Artifcery.
Eagle and Claw?
Eagle and Claw. GandorK is not the last man standing, unfortunately, because I have to deal with Nick in Madison from time to time. And, the kind of decks that Nick likes. They're super fun to play against.
Yeah, and a bunch of us should be at Galactics this summer, which will be cool.
Shout them out. Anybody who hasn't subbed Artifcery, please do. I mean, how else are you going to get your Gar Yellow content?
Right.
All right. Hylaban, knocks into Qi'ra for 4. What's he doing next?
I totally was talking and missed what Qi'ra hit. Do we know?
Hard to say for sure. The A-Wing goes in. The Dagger. The Dagger gets Qi'ra. Also a 2/2 in space. So a little awkward for that A-Wing up there. The upside of that shield to Pershing is that Tarkentown is available. So Mikael not only gets to kill the Hylaban, he draws a card, which is very relevant. Oh, Qi'ra called Super Laser Tech. Thanks, guys, in the chat.
Yeah, not relevant any longer, but was relevant for a second.
Yep, good call. Another card Quinlan might have sideboarded if they had it was Cam Syndulla against Ramtuk, and they really like Cam situationally. Yes.
Cam is still really good.
Right, but
there was enough Hans play today to make him really good.
Yep, and the Dagger puts 2 damage into the A-Wing, Green Squadron A-Wing, which is red. The Phoenix Squadron A-Wing being green, because we like to reverse those things. All right, so A-Wing attacks for 3, taking it to, I believe, 11 damage on Craw's base.
That's a big overwhelming barrage here.
Big point. This is the game of the 4-point barrage. That's the second 4-point barrage that really had a huge impact.
Yeah, and this will let Qi'ra flip without being immediately taken out by Plo Koon again if Mikael has it, which is nice.
J Freak asked about the prize wall and side events. I have heard that the changes were good, and we will have Ron from FFG tomorrow between likely the last round of Swiss and top 8, and he'll tell us more about those. I don't have specifics on what they were, other than I saw somebody, one of the administrators from SCG, tell us that another box arrived of more stuff for the prize wall, which I think is good. All right, so Ahsoka comes down because the Quinlan is deployed that can hit the Dagger. But now we're going to have a big flip here.
Dagger technically wasn't dead yet, but they're shortcutting. It's fine.
Yeah, it was exhausted. I mean, it was going to die when the barrage expired. I don't think that that's any problem at all. 0 resources. There's no way to heal it anyway.
Yeah, so Craw thinking about who he wants to attack with Qi'ra here.
I don't think it's much of a question myself. I mean, I think
I don't think so either, but
actually, he may have barrage. He's maybe thinking about a claim, right? Because that could happen. Or if Mikael has claimed, he hasn't grabbed the token itself.
Yeah, I don't think Mikael. I think it was Mikael thinking if he wanted to claim.
Yep, and he does. All right, so, and I mean, he's probably going to lose his Ahsoka. I mean, unless he's got another way to clear Qi'ra, which would be a 5-drop.
I was wondering if Mikael had the force throw because he was sitting on 1 resource and thinking so hard about it.
Yeah,
and maybe he felt like it would whiff if he played it there.
Yeah, it could.
And he didn't want to risk Craw claiming and having the OB, like you said. So, like, if he played it. Craw discarded something, only did a couple damage to Qi'ra. Then all of a sudden he claims, gets the big OB to wipe the board, and you feel much worse off.
All right, so Plo Koon comes down. That is a 5-drop, and then that actually kills Qi'ra with the ping, which is good news for Mikael. But somebody's going to die to the part of the dark side. It's been a great card since set 1. It's kind of one of those standard cards, right? I could see that card being reprinted every rotation. You know, it's just kind of the thing for Villain Blue. Thinking it through, because losing the Plo Koon, so he sacrifices the unit that hits harder for the one that's ready, doing 17 damage to Craw's base. Craw claimed. Probably has a way to remove Ahsoka. Or nothing to play, one of the two. Alright, so that is 7 for Maul, which is real good there. Ahsoka had 2 damage, so that's 4 over 1. Taking Mikael to 7 damage on base, 17 on Qi'ra's base.
Big old clutch of cards for Mikael, though.
Yeah. The tokens in play are graciously provided by Golden Dice to make up for the...
I will never get to play these reinforcement walkers.
Walker is a dirty word into this Quinlan deck. He has how many different walkers has he discarded over the match so far? 3? 4?
3, 4?
I mean,
a lot. Called him with Qi'ra once.
Yep, and Ahsoka follows with Force Throw.
Rough.
Big. Yeah, that is a big turning point in the game right there. And very good sequencing for Mikael. Okay, so that was no glory, no results, I believe, to kill Ahsoka.
Yep.
Cool card. I like it. It's interesting. Oh. Look at that. I mean...
Just lose your other card.
Yeah, but this is exactly what I'm talking about with, non-force unit force throws. I mean, Mikael has been consistently doing that, and it's a big reason why he's got Craw on the ropes. And I mean,
and then Gorilla into Hot Shot was rough there too.
Yeah, it's a ton of damage. All right, so Mikael from Team Secret looking to seal the deal and prove to 7-0. Craw responds with the power of the dark side, which is good.
Takedown. But yeah.
Oh, it's takedown. Yeah, you're right. Of course.
Naked Han Solo didn't hit anything on the way in.
Yep. But representing 6 damage. Data Vault, if you're not that into set 4, is a 33 damage base. So he's got a little work to do. Surprise Strike with Han is lethal.
Yeah. Since he's just resourcing to 8, and he already played them all, the amount of answers that he could draw onto for Han are very minimal.
It is Palpatine's return. Coming back, it's going to be Maul.
But you can get... Yeah, I would say at least sideboarded those in.
If he wants.
Finally.
Discard my walkers. I'm still going to play them, says Palpatine's return. Somehow, Palpatine returned. So now the
Walker was play there, though.
Yep, Walker's very good there. Okay, so he's deciding what to do.
No, I was saying I don't know if Walker was very good there over getting them all, because he heals 3, right? But he's going to take 6, and if there's any pumps or anything, I don't know. Doesn't feel like it does enough.
Yeah, it's arguable. I think that, if there's a path that actually wins the game as opposed to just loses more slowly, that Walker's pretty good. Yeah, and it's one of those things right there that there. Han Solo goes to base. So he went down to 24, then back up 6, so he's at 27 right now, and Quinlan has all the resources left. He's going to spark a vigilance, making Craw very sad.
Yeah, at least no pumps there.
Quinlan comes in.
Cassian's going to make it real close.
Oh, so Craw is on the ropes, looking for an answer. I don't know what. I mean, so he can't attack the base there. I mean, he just has to flip whatever that card is, and you need the heal. Doesn't matter what that card is. Going back down to 27, Cassian takes him back to 30. What did Craw top deck?
Needs like a Vader or something here. That's like the other problem with Data Vault is like you hit the point where your deck is so big you're not getting like the super important things.
Right.
That would be really good. I played a Data Vault Lando earlier this week and it kind of felt like the same issue.
Yeah. Though, I mean, on the other hand, he'd be dead if it wasn't Data Vault. All right, so
there it was. I was like, "This is the second Cassian going to be here," and there it was.
There's always a second Cassian. So, Mikael from Team Secret continues the stomp through the Richmond, Virginia sector, improving to 7-0. Craw, played his little butt off, but really, that was tough with that much discard heading that way.